and today I'm going to be talking to you about fishing. Now I know fishing is a broad terminology, and there's a lot of different kinds of fishing, such as bass fishing, catfishing, bow fishing, deep sea fishing, catching crabs with traps and all that. And there's also a different kind of fishing that my parents do, and we'll get to that later in the story. I bass fish and I catfish a lot. We have a 19-foot center console nitro bay boat that we go out on the lake all the time on. And that kind of brings me to a story about my mom. One day, she's getting ready to go fish, and she came up to me and said, "Why don't I want to go fishing?" And I kind of laughed. And I thought in my head, I was like, "Mom, you've never been fishing before," but my dad bought her a new pole, so I guess she wanted to get out there. So went to the store and bought some worms, and I told her that I was going to make her bait the hook, and she was like, "No way, that's not happening, I'm not touching that worm." And I was like, "Okay." So we get to my favorite fishing hole, and I cut the worm in half and I put it on the hook. And I casted it out, and I got it caught in a willow tree. And anybody who fishes knows that sucks. And you have to yank on the pole and reel at the same time to kind of get it out of there. And so I was yanking as hard as I can, and reeling at the same time, and out pops the bobber, and I got really excited. And that's kind of the part of the story when things have to go wrong. So as I was watching the bobber fly through the air, hit my mom on the chest. And the worm goes all over the place, and she's like screaming and crying at the same time. And I'm trying to keep her like quiet because I'm not supposed to be fishing there. And that wasn't happening. She was crying and laughing at the same time, and I was hysterically laughing. I was crying back. So she's never picked up a fishing pole since, and I think I kind of scarred her for life on that one. Now to talk about some of the equipment that I use. This pole right here, I know y'all can't see it, but I'll show you after the speech. This is a bait cast rod and reel combo. It's got a clip right here that you have to push down on, and you cast out and everything. And then this, I like using that when I fish in grass beds and stuff. And this right here is more of my catfishing pole. It's a spinning reel and rod combo. Both of those I get good use out of. The bait that I use, I know I don't have one on me right now, but it's up on the screen. That's called a fluke, and I use the watermelon red super fluke, and usually get a lot of bass to hit that. So there's also another picture of the bait cast. Bait cast is on the left, and the spinning is on the right. So many of you are probably wondering why I fish. Fishing has been something that I've grown up with. Every time I get done with a morning hunt, it's always go grab your fishing pole and go down to the nearest fishing hole and, just fish until your afternoon hunt. And that was kind of taught to me by my dad and by my dad's dad. And that's my pawpaw. And when I fish, it's kind of my domain. It's where I go to think. It's where I go to connect with friends if I bring any. It's where I go to connect with things that are outside of the world, and that leads me to the second kind of fishing that my parents do. While I was fishing, I kind of reflected on my life and my journey here at Oakridge, and I realized that I had lost two of the main male figures that have taught me, what it's like to be a man, and that would be my papa on my dad's side and my grandpa on my mom's side. My papa died my freshman year, and my grandpa just died last year. And reflecting on that, I kind of thought about my parents and about all the things that they had taught me in life and how strong they are, because I couldn't imagine losing them or any of my other family members, although I've already lost two of them. And just knowing how strong they are in their faith has led me to be a better fisherman in both ways. one way, of course, is the one fishing, but that's the other kind of fishing that I've kind of grown in. Matthew 4:18 says, "Come and I will make you fishers of men." And the way that my parents have acted throughout this journey of losing their fathers and kind of coping with life has made me more secure in my faith and has shown me that although that times may be rough and death comes, that there's always life after death, and I feel very secure in that. So that's I have Jimmy Houston Outdoors. That's what one of my poles is, and all that. So thank you. I guess that's it.